Hello everyone! So I've been recently getting a lot of questions on my Huion tablet review and if I still recommend it, which tablet I use now, and if I would choose a Huion or Wacom and stuff like that. So I thought I would just make a video about my new tablet. So here's a little unboxing. I also got some gloves there, so that's that. Yeah. I filmed this a while ago, but I thought it would be interesting just to see what's in the box itself and stuff like that. So yeah, this is the packaging. I think it looks really nice. It's really clean and stuff. Oh, and I actually forgot to mention, that's kind of dumb, I got the Wacom Intuos M. So just in case you're wondering, that's the tablet I'm using at the moment. And once you open up the box, there's just the tablet, and it has a nice protective wrapper around it, just to keep it safe and stuff like that. So yeah, that's the tablet itself. Looking really nice. I got the kind of mint version. I think it also comes in like a raspberry color. But yeah, there's a little cable to charge it, and you know, the little instructions if I can get the wrapper off. But yeah, just the usual stuff basically. But I thought the instructions were pretty nice and self-explanatory. And then of course you have the pen, and it's also wrapped in a little bit of a plastic foil. And yep, I think the pen looks really nice. It's pretty sleek, and it just has the two buttons as always, and the little Wacom icon in the front, and it's pretty much the same size and in total. I compare it a little bit to the other one that I have from the Huion later. But yeah, as you can see, the instructions are pretty clear. You just have to charge the tablet and just turn it on and stuff like that. There are a few nibs in the back, so if you unscrew the bottom of the pen, there's 3 nibs, and on the bottom there's like this little hole, and you can just get the nib out. Maybe not as dramatic as mine, but yeah, that's just to get it out of the pen itself. So yeah, this is the tablet. As you can see, it has a dotted surface and it's pretty matte. I'll talk about that a little bit later. And it does have a little pen loop at the top, which I struggle to get the pen in, but it's actually not that hard. But yeah, it's pretty useful. And you can also just put it on these buttons on the top if you just want to put it somewhere where it doesn't like roll around. And yeah, like I said, I got these like drawing gloves. I wanted to get some for a while, but I just didn't get any. Don't know why, but they're pretty useful. I just get really sweaty hands, and so sometimes like it's really annoying to glide over the surface and stuff, so that's definitely useful. Now, if you've seen my review of the Huion H950p, that's the tablet I used before. So technically the Huion has 8 buttons instead of 4 that the Wacom has. And as you can see, the size is actually pretty much the same. But yeah, so the biggest difference for me is actually the surface of the tablets, and I wanted to show you what it actually sounds like with the pen on the surface. So yeah, in case you can't really hear the difference, the Huion has a very smooth surface, whereas the Wacom has a more like rough texture. The next thing that stood out to me were the pens. So the Huion is definitely a lot bigger, as you can see, and it's a bit more tapered just in general, whereas the Wacom is pretty much the same width all throughout, and it's a bit slimmer in general and a bit smaller. They do both have the 2 buttons, so that's all the same. But the nib on the Huion is also slightly larger. So yeah, that was just something I noticed. I don't really prefer any pen over the other. I don't think it really makes such a big difference. But if you can try it out, I would definitely recommend doing that. And yep, the Huion also comes with this little pen holder. Now, the actual reason I wanted to at least try out the Wacom tablet was just because it's completely wireless. So you just press the button and it connects to your laptop or whatever you're using via Bluetooth. So yeah, I'll talk about that a little bit later, but yeah, if you want to get started with the tablet, you just have to install the drivers as always. You can find them on their website. There's different drivers for different tablets, of course, and then you just go through the install process and stuff like that. It's really easy, you don't really have to do anything like complicated. So yeah, once you're all done with all of that, then you can just open the application. There's a quick little guide the first time you open it, and then you just have to connect your tablet to customize your settings. So yeah, on my MacBook it looks like this. So you have your settings for the tablet and the pen and the mapping, so how much of the screen you're using and stuff like that. I haven't used screen controls yet, so I don't really know what that's all about. But yeah, I think the most important are those three first ones. And in the tablet section, you can assign the buttons a shortcut or just some sort of a function. And for the pen, as always, you can customize the pressure sensitivity, so whether you tend to press down pretty hard, which would be more of a hard tip, or pretty soft, then I would probably go for a little more soft tip. But yeah, I kind of go for a little more soft, but almost in the middle. And again, you can assign the two buttons on the pen, so I chose the right click, which I honestly really rarely use, and undo, which I use all the time, obviously. But yeah, lastly, for the mapping, like I said, I use a display ratio, which means the actual area of the tablet that you use is just a little section, and it still covers the whole area of the screen. I hope that makes sense. Yeah, that's it for the setup for now. I wanted to just talk about the pros and cons and kind of why I switched and stuff like that. So I'm just gonna let this time-lapse run in the background. But yeah, as I already mentioned, I really love the idea of a completely wireless tablet. And I have to say, for me personally, it's just really convenient. You do have to charge your tablet every once in a while, but it really does last quite a long time in my experience, and so you can just use it wherever you are. It's really useful to take with you, and it's just really comfortable to use. Like, you don't have to worry about unplugging it on accident or something, which, you know, happens sometimes, but even if that's not a big deal, it's just like a convenience thing, to be honest. So I like to, for example, I like to draw on my bed or something, and that just makes it a lot more convenient. And I do really like the Surface a lot better, to be honest, just because I feel like the Huion at this point is almost a bit too slippery. Like, if I compare it to the Wacom, I didn't really notice it, just because I haven't really used another tablet before the Huion. And I do really like having a bit more grip on the page. It's a bit more like using a pen on paper. So I definitely recommend, if you can try it out in some way, maybe if you can find it in a store or something, you can definitely try it out, just because you can't really explain or see how it feels in person. For cons, I can't specifically think of anything that really bothers me personally. I think the only thing I would consider like worth mentioning is that this tablet doesn't have a tilt function. Like with the Huion, you can actually download another like an updated driver or something, and then you can use like the tilt function. So if you have a pen or like a brush in Photoshop that does like the tilting stuff, like maybe a calligraphy brush or something like that, then you can definitely use it with the Huion, but you can't use it with the Wacom as far as I know. Definitely correct me if I'm wrong on that. So yeah, there's just two more things I wanted to mention. Now, the Wacom actually has less pressure levels, so it actually only has like about 4,000 levels as far as I know, and the Huion actually has the 8,000 pressure levels. So if you're like really into the technical stuff, you definitely want to just check that out. But to me, it doesn't really make a difference. Like, I haven't really noticed anything like it being less accurate or something like that. I can't really tell the difference, but it's just something to keep in mind. I don't know. And the other thing, like I mentioned before, is the price. Obviously, the Wacoms are usually a lot more expensive. You do pay for like the quality, I guess, in the design or something. I wouldn't say the quality is like a lot better, that it kind of justifies the price. You can get the Wacom that I have, which is the size M. for around, I think, 150 euros on Amazon, and the huion is around 60 euros, I think. So it's definitely cheaper. Yeah, so the huion is actually available for around 53 euros right now. So it is definitely a lot more cheap or a lot more affordable. Just kind of depends on how much you want to spend on it. I do think that the Wacom is definitely worth it. And I also think that the huion is pretty good, so I don't know, I don't really want to pick a favorite. I do really like the Bluetooth like wireless function, so that's why I'm using the Wacom at the moment, but they are both really great just option for a affordable, sort of affordable tablet if you just want to get into drawing on a digital program. So yeah, I hope this was still helpful. I know I didn't really come to a great conclusion here, but yeah, it is really hard to just choose between tablets if they're both like good tablets. I don't think you can really go wrong with either one of them. They do have different functions, so maybe just kind of decide on that, whichever you like better. But yeah, that was pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe for more. And if you have any more questions, definitely leave them down in the comments. I'll try and answer all of the questions as best as I can. So yeah, I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye!